Kandia with Kandia Haynesworth Designs, and thank you so much for joining in on part 2 of Making Sense versus Making Sense in the Embroidery Business. And in part 1, we talked about knowing what your embroidery business specializes in. We learned how to assess and analyze our work, and we went over how to pair items that work well with each other. I want to revisit what makes sense for you as an embroidery business owner. What makes sense is for you not to compare yourself to someone else's embroidery business or their success. We all have different lifestyles, and you don't know what someone else is sacrificing to have what they have or what they are doing to produce orders. It makes sense for you to analyze your lifestyle and your family needs. But most importantly, it makes sense for you to analyze the time that you can invest into your embroidery business. Thereafter, you should look at what makes sense for you to personalize in your studio. So, before you do anything else, we need to be clear on what makes sense, and if things start to not make sense, then we need to tweak it so it start making sense. Bringing home an embroidery machine feels like bringing home a new baby. You are super excited. You are so pumped. You are scared and happy at the same time. You can't stop thinking about all of the possibilities and the hoop size that you have, okay? All the things that you could possibly do with this new machine that's going to make you so much money. Now, the investment may have set you back a little or a lot, but on that day, it's worth it. So let's talk about your investment. Did you plan on how your embroidery machine would be paid for? Or did you invest on impulse because you got approved or because it was on sale? Hopefully you had a plan that made sense to invest in your embroidery business. Hopefully you had a plan on how you would pay for it if it's financed, or how you would pay for it if you paid yourself back for the money that you've invested. In other words, you had a plan on how you would recuperate the funds that you've invested. All right. Now, a lot of people that have been following me since 2013 in the group Embroidery Boss know that I just got a new 10 needle machine in 2016. Okay, and those of you who have been following me know that I closed my embroidery business down in 2015 because my father passed away, and I just found myself in a pool of sadness that is unbelievably hard to describe. The sadness that I found myself, where I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to sew. I didn't want to embroider. I wanted to cry. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to cry. And my customers actually were the ones who provided, an extraordinary amount of support and gave me that push to go back into the studio. And one of the final conversations that I had with my father before he passed away was actually about this 10 needle machine, me obtaining the 10 needle machine, me planning to get this 10 needle machine. And so I knew that it was going to cost thousands of dollars. Okay, so the first thing I did was I agreed that, okay, Kandia, you need to pay for this, and you need to save up some money to pay for this, but you need to also plan to finance half of it as well. So I took a job. Right, maybe about 2 months after I reopened my embroidery business as the image and intake specialist, and I planned to save half of the cost of what the embroidery machine would be. And so I would use that as a down payment and finance the remaining balance. Okay, and so I had to also have a plan on how to pay myself back. And so I made an agreement between Kandia Haynesworth and Kandia Haynesworth Designs on $100 a month. That's what I would pay myself back, because I had to recuperate the money that I invested. Okay. And so how this was going to happen needed a plan, because now there was actually two bills that I was going to have to be paying. I was have to pay myself $100 a month. Okay, and then I also had to pay the financing company $200 a month in what was the remaining balance of financing. And so I had to kind of look at what was consistent, and sales were consistent. I must say that I've been blessed, but I needed a game plan. And here's what the plan was. First, I had to analyze my monthly sales. On average, I obtained 20 to 24 sales a month, and out of that, about 16 to 18 were ensembles, while the rest were single item embroidery requests, okay? And so the average price for my baby ensembles were $100. Now, that starts at $100 and up, so it could be $125, $150, $200. It could even be $75, but an average cost of the baby ensembles were $100, which meant one sale would take care of the monthly payment that was owed to me, and two sales would take care of the financing payment that was owed to the financing company. However, although ensembles are the highest ticket price in my business, they are the most time consuming as well. And so by December 2016, I needed an item. Okay, I needed an item that will require less time to produce. Keep in mind, I'm already now at this point having this machine about 3 months, and I wasn't struggling making payments, but I just was thinking that there had to be a better way to generate sales, to generate income, revenue for my business without such a time, because these baby ensembles, it takes time to make each piece. It takes time to build, but it takes time to go back and forth with the customer. And so I felt like I could be doing something more while the customer was in the thinking process, or we were in the I'm sending fabric pictures process. I felt like I could be doing something more. So the idea of offering personalized baking sets were born, and it was not only a success, the profit and the markups were 5 to 600%, but most importantly, it made sense. It just made sense to do. The time wasn't that much to do it. The profit was huge, and it proved to be much more than just making a few cents. The plan also included increasing my prices as of January 1st, 2017. Keep in mind, I had a bill of $300 between myself and the financing company. A $100 utility bill I pay my husband for my electric use portion, and I have smaller bills like my web hosting company and advertisement fees and so forth. However, I like to have money available to purchase, things on impulse, such as hauls or closeouts when I come across them. And so increasing my prices was a good idea. Adding new inventory was a good idea. And developing new game plans is now proving to be a good idea. So let's just recap just a little bit. Okay, so what makes sense is to always have a plan. However, plans start with ideas. Open your mind to other areas of the embroidery business, like adding inexpensive inventory that prove profitable. Then put your plan into action and watch the revenue for your embroidery business grow. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is that, if you have an embroidery business, it doesn't matter if you have a multi-needle machine or a single needle machine. If you are not happy with what you are generated, you got to become creative. You got to, move and shake your ideas up in your mind. You got to open your eyes up a little wider to see, okay, what else can I do? If you have a single needle machine and you are trying to get a multi-needle machine, what can you do to make this happen? Okay, because I get it. Sometimes financing is not an option. Okay, sometimes funding in regards to having an outside job, those funds are allocated towards your mortgage, towards your taxes, whatever it is. So you can't really pull from, your daily job to kind of put to your embroidery business. But what can you do with your embroidery business that can really, really, really start to generate funds? And you got to really think about that. And that's why I go to closeouts. I go to stores that are buyouts. And because the least amount of money that I can invest in my embroidery business that I can make profitable in the long run, it's a win-win situation. Okay, so if I'm investing, let's say for example with those bear hauls, if I'm investing $2.49, $2.49 for a bear, and then 97 cents for material to make a bib. Okay, and now I'm selling that $2.49 bear and that 97-cent fabric bib that I've made. Now, if I'm selling that set for $50, I've invested $3. $5 the most, because I know someone's going to say, well, what about the batting and what about the button and what about the thread? $5 most I'm investing in materials to make a $45 profit. That's an idea, that's a plan, that's putting it into action. So that is one of the reasons why I started doing the embroidery blanks search, going to Michael's, going to Dollar Tree, and I'll be going some other places too because I know a lot of places have different stores. Okay, so I really plan to really, really set your fire by showing you what else is out there to embroider. Okay, and I get it. Everybody don't do baby ensembles. Okay, so I want to actually really dedicate some time in looking into other things that are not baby ensemble related. That is one of the reasons why I did the personalized tote. I did the purse because I want to show you that, yeah, look, I'm going to join this market too. There's going to be other Okay, things. so I know that I got off topic, and I want to stay on topic. I'm so sorry that I get carried away here. So I want to talk about what's making sense, a few cents. So this means that this is something that you're not really making any money on. You're not really making dollars on. It's just a few cents because the profit is so small. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a sheet of paper and write down three things that you sell the most in your business. And I know someone's going to say, but Kandia, I just opened a month ago and I've only sold 5 things. All right, what was the first 3 things that you sold? And then I know someone's going to say, but Kandia, I didn't start my business yet. I got an embroidery machine, but I didn't start my business yet. Okay, so what are the 3 things that you're going to sell? Get a piece of paper and write those 3 things down. All right. And I'm going to develop a plan for you. And if you carry out this plan, I challenge you to carry out this plan. Let me know how it goes. I challenge you to do the following things. First, you're going to find 3 embroidery businesses within a 50-mile radius of your embroidery business. Okay, so if you run your embroidery business from home, you are going to find 3 embroidery businesses within a 50-mile radius of your home. You're going to locate these businesses on Facebook. You're going to examine their merchandise through looking at their pictures. You are going to secret shop them. Have your friend, your husband, your sister, your mama. You're going to have everybody helping you calling these people up. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not saying that you should waste people's time. Okay, so we're not calling, we're not having 4 people call one business. We're not doing that. Okay, we don't want to waste people's time, but you're going to have somebody secret shop them, even if you have to secret shop them. If you don't mind secret shopping them, secret shop them. You are going to inquire about their embroidery services. You're going to inquire about the items you offer because you want to compare what they're doing in comparison to what you are doing. Okay, and so if you offer t-shirts or polo shirts or hats, inquire about them. Inquire if there's a minimum order, if there's a cost per color on the thread. You want to know what they are doing. Okay, you want to know if they have any monthly sales, if they have any discounts, if they have any coupons, if they have coupons on their website or on their Facebook page. Okay, you want to know what's working for them. Okay, that's what you want to do. Your goal is to learn who your competition is and what they are doing. You're going to have to compare your prices to theirs. Okay, you're going to see how you measure up to them. Look at their photos. All right, if you can, go and visit them. Be bold and walk in the store. Secret shop them. Next, you are going to increase your prices equal to their prices or just $1 above their prices. Okay, that is something that you have to do because from here on, we are not underpricing merchandise. We are not. Okay, I challenge any of you not to do this and then come on Embroidery Boston talking about you're not getting enough money or you're underselling your merchandise. Not after this video, you're not. Okay, we are not underpricing anymore. Okay, from here on, you will earn what your services are worth. You are. You're going to earn what your services is worth. From here on, you will make the dollars instead of making cents. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Otherwise, you are really volunteering your embroidery services. Otherwise, you really have a wasted investment. Otherwise, you're really not serious about an embroidery business. You're not. Okay, I mean, you can go to McDonald's and buy a dollar burger. They want their dollar. They don't want 75 cents. They don't want 60 cents. They want their dollar. Okay, because that is what their merchandise cost. They don't have a problem saying to you, ma'am, it's $1. It'll be $1 because that's what it costs. Okay, so we're not going to be shy about, promoting our embroidery services anymore, getting what our services are worth. We are not. We're going to look our customers in the face, or if they text us, we're going to text them back. This is what it costs. This is what it costs. That's it. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. Here is the thing. You're dealing with real people. And chances are your customers are adults. They understand you are running a business and you are not playing. Unless you've given them the impression that you're just playing, you're not serious. You're just playing on your nice, expensive embroidery machine. And if you've given them that impression, and you are okay with giving them that impression that you're just playing, then keep playing. But if you're not playing and you really want to make some money and you really want to run an embroidery business that is profitable, okay, from here on, like I said, from here on, you will not be underpriced. From here on, you will earn what your services are worth. From here on, you will make the dollars instead of making cents. Okay, guys, I hope you all don't get mad at me for using such a tone with you all, but I really want you to understand that I'm trying to take my business to the next level and I'm trying to take you all with me. And, to do that, we got to understand where we are and where we are trying to go. We are entering the second quarter of 2017. All right, so think about what you've earned, what your embroidery business have earned during the first quarter. So that means the first 3 months from January to now. What have you earned? Are you satisfied? Can you do better? All right, what can you do to ensure the remaining 9 months of this year are going to be profitable? Okay, much more so than 2016 or much more so than the first 3 months of this year. Right? So we got to be willing to, confront topics and assess what we are doing. We got to be willing to do that. And I just feel that there are so many people in this world who are potential customers. There is absolutely no reason all of us are not successful and seeing profits in our embroidery businesses. All right. So we got to be honest. We got to be willing to be honest about what we're doing. We got to be willing to assess our embroidery practices. And we got to, we got to say if it's not working. If it's not working and we got to do better, we got to commit to doing better. All right? Because the bottom line really is, if it makes sense, okay, but it's not making sense, then we're making dollars. But if it doesn't make sense and we are making just a few cents, then what are we doing? We're really just wasting our time. And that's not why you got into the embroidery business. You didn't get into the embroidery business to waste your time. You didn't get into the embroidery business to have a business that makes no sense at all. You understand? And you didn't get into an embroidery business just to make a few cents. And so that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining in on part 2. I am interested to see what you all think. I have more of these tutorials to come. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and come visit me at Embroidery Boss on Facebook if you are an embroidery business owner or a hobbyist. And if not, come visit me at Haynesworth.com on Facebook. But once again, I am interested to see what your thoughts are. But until then, I'll see you next time.